Hey, hi, it's Joe, it's week 43, and I haven't slept in almost 24 hours. Can you tell? Anyway, hey, two things. I'm sorry that I didn't oh, my telephone. I'm sorry that I didn't update last week. The topic was lesbian community, and my thoughts on that are I don't know an awful lot about the lesbian community because I didn't really ever really identify with it particularly. I didn't get particularly involved with the lesbian community back in the day when I didn't realise I was a fella. I don't know, I just never really felt any sort of affinity with that group, and so I didn't get particularly involved, and therefore I don't really have an awful lot of say on that, on my feelings on that. That was my kind of like relation or lack thereof. As for how I feel about lesbians in general, I don't know, it's a bit of a strange question I suppose. I think they're great, like everybody else. I like people. There are lots of lesbians that I love very much, that are my family and my friends, and let them get married and stuff, please. Okay, so that's last week, sorry I missed it. Did I explain why I missed it? I was finishing my dissertation deadline was last Tuesday, and I was very caught up with that, so that's why I didn't post. So this week's topic is feminism, yay! Now, I have talked about feminism a few times already on the channel, so I'm going to try and be reasonably brief, and not repeat myself. Topic is feminism. Oh, I'm so popular today. Oh, that's not interesting. Sorry. Do you identify as a feminist? How do you feel about people participating in feminism who aren't women? I do identify as a feminist, yes, I do. I have done for a very long time, and that didn't change for me when I transitioned to as a male. Some things that did change, which I think I've spoken about before, are the way I behave within feminist groups. I think while people who aren't women can, in my opinion, be feminists, although really it's not my that wouldn't be my decision. I think it's down to women to make that decision as to whether they feel comfortable with men identifying as feminists and you know, participating in feminist groups. But for me, I don't see a problem with it myself. And the only difference for me is that when you are a male feminist, you need to be aware that you cannot participate in the same way as women, or in the same way as you did perhaps when you thought you did identify as women, when you did identify as women, or on the days that you do identify as women. So yeah, for me, the difference that transitioning has made to my participation in feminism is that I am more, I take more of a back seat. The main thing that I became uncomfortable with in the feminist group at my uni was chairing meetings. That was the thing that all of the exec used to sort of like share between us, and I became uncomfortable doing that once I started transitioning, because it's a very female-dominated group, as a lot of feminist groups are, and being one of the only men, or the only man there, and being the person chairing the meeting felt very uncomfortable and weird for me. And also, I feel like, yes, men can be feminists, but ultimately they shouldn't be running feminist spaces. I think that is down to, that's women's thing, and we are therefore, as men, or as not women, we're there for supportive roles, as opposed to leadership roles. So yes, that is my feelings on feminism. As for, like, how I feel about feminism in general, I think it is super, super, super important, and wonderful, and I think, if we can get our heads around, well, let's just say I think that the biggest issue in problem with feminism at the moment is a lack of intersectionality, and if we can get our heads around that and get better at that, then feminism, I think, has the opportunity to make some substantial advances at this point in time, because I feel like feminist issues are becoming more widely discussed and circulated at this point in time, and that there's opportunity there. So anyway, this is remarkably inarticulate. I'm very sorry. As mentioned, I have not slept in about 23 hours. But hey, just handed in my last essay of my degree. Now I just have 3 exams to go and I am done. So that's crazy. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay cool. See you next week. Bye.